How you guys doing tonight or this evening or this morning for whenever you decide to tune in to check out my review video. Tonight I'm reviewing the episode on TV1's Unsung of Shirley Murdock. First of all, thank you guys for the looks and the comments on the last review for the Jets. Again, if you like to see or you missed that episode, make sure you check out TV1 and go to the Jets to make sure you check out that unsung program. Wonderful. Now let's get into Shirley Murdock, an icon before our time. And the reason why I say that was I was first introduced to Shirley Murdock on the Zapp's Computer Love record. Wow, the song was so big, I actually forgot that it was a Zapp song. But I mean, you would hear the name Zapp, but the sound was so different because it was that voice that made it. And at that particular time, computers were not like how they are today. And also, computers and the technology that was coming in and different things like that, that record was actually ahead of its time because now there's a lot of computer loving that's going on, but that's a whole nother story for a different chapter. But let's get back to Shirley Murdock. Her voice was always a godsend, and when she sang. I also was introduced to Shirley Murdock because during the 80s, that was the time of when R&B was a true staple. So radio really wasn't embracing hip hop. Yeah, they may throw one or two songs in, or they will give it about an hour platform or 2 hours, or a Friday night for 4 hours or so, like that, especially in the city of Chicago. So we only had R&B to relate to. And Shirley Murdock was a trendsetter. And with the introduction, because I knew that she had a couple of singles out, but it really didn't make noise until As We Lay was released. And once As We Lay was released, the fire was lit. And I used to tune in to many different radio stations because Shirley was being played on pop stations to R&B stations. As We Lay went everywhere. And you could tell she had the gospel background because she still sang the truth. Even though it might have not have been her situation, she still sang the truth. And that is what made Shirley Murdock who she was. Her voice. She can sing. I just remember one of my friends, he was in love with Shirley Murdock while I'm digging on Janet Jackson and Shanice Wilson and more and more people that were in my age bracket, or how everybody else was digging on, he was into Shirley Murdock. So like when we would have phone conversations, this guy would be playing Shirley Murdock in the background and he just loved her. One of the truest voices of my generation. Yes, that is true. She is just as good as Aretha and Patti LaBelle. And also on the show, they were right. Other artists emulated her. It was so sad to see that she didn't get her due like she should have. And it was sad because in the 90s, rap did take over and rap trends was the trend, and unfortunately R&B kind of like had to be pushed down to the side. If you didn't have a rap vibe or it, anything related to that, you kind of got pushed to the side. And so with Shirley Murdock, things got put or pushed. And I'm so glad that she was able to go back and find her roots in gospel. Again, just like the television show said, that she could sing anything and you would pay attention. I still laugh to this day. My friend, may he rest in peace, he used to play husband like on heavy rotation. So when you would call or you would stop by his house or whatever, he was always playing Shirley Murdock. So I had no choice. I knew who Shirley Murdock was. And I just wanted to say thank you, Shirley, for giving us those songs and making us realize. Because at that time, when As We Lay came out, we had just gotten those great songs like Just Be Good to Me by the SOS Band and also Atlantic Star's Secret Lovers. So Shirley, it was just the genre and that it was okay. And even if you want to throw in Part Time Lover from Stevie Wonder, the 80s yield so many situations and so many real life stories they were told, and they were told through a song. And yes, cheaters have a platform, or people who fall in love with the wrong person had a platform, and that's what made the 80s and the ballads and the music so great. Man, and a lot of people did not know that As We Lay was made, well, they didn't know that it was a remake and it was made by Human Body, which they did a pretty okay version of it. But again, Shirley Murdock put the stink on it. She put the stank, not the stink, the stank. But she was the voice. She sang. She taught and commanded respect. And the song I Love Me Better Than That, excellent. Just keep on keeping on. And Shirley, she's not done. She's really just beginning. So thank you, Shirley Murdock. Thank you, TV1's Unsung, for telling her story. Very compelling. One of the best artists that exists in the world today. One of the best. So I thank you for tuning in. Please like this video or please comment. Please tell me about your first experience with your Shirley Murdock records or cassettes. Because, yeah, they were still out back then. And you still have to go back. And As We Lay is still that slow jam smoker and Go On Without You and so on. But again, thank you, TV1, for the wonderful story on Shirley Murdock. Always wanted to know what happened.